My name is Patricia Caputo. I'm a docent here at the Rochester Museum and Science Center, and I'm also a person that works with children to help them work with their curriculum in their school system. A docent is a person who works on a volunteer basis to help out the organization that they've decided to volunteer for. They get involved in tours, they get involved in anything that the museum, well, as us having the museum, we get involved in anything that the museum is having, and we help out in any way we possibly can. Well, relating it to the Rochester Museum and Science Center, the docents here are integral parts of everyday functioning and what's going on at the museum. We have many articles in the museum that need explanation, and a lot of them now tie into the curriculum that the children have in school. So the docent is someone who will learn about that information and then relay it to the students as they come through on specialized tours. The most important thing in being a docent is being comfortable around people and being willing to extend your education a little more so that you can talk knowledgeably about what we have going on at the museum and about what the tours are from beginning to end. The thing you have to remember, though, is that you don't have to be an extrovert. You can be an introvert and still be a very, very integral part of going on the tours, because we can work them two ways. We can work them where you are actually talking to the students all the time and giving them information on what they see, or you can let the students go into a hands-on mode and they'll start asking you questions, which would make an introvert much more comfortable if they wanted to work. Also, you have to remember that we never leave a new docent alone. We not only give you training, but we also will go with you when you try to, give a tour yourself. You'll also follow a number of docents and see what they're doing, and you get to choose what tours and what times you're comfortable doing those tours and what kind of groups you like to work with. I think to make an effective docent, you need someone who absolutely is passionate about learning and is passionate about sharing, and also wants to give information that they have available that is going to help the student and the teacher. A perfect example of that would be that you have a student come up and ask you a question, and yes, you do want to give them the answer, but you want to find a way to have it be their answer. You want to direct them the right way. So what I always do is I will say to the teacher with the child with me, could John get extra credit if he does a research lookup about this question? And could you let him, talk to the class about it? And of course the teacher will always nod, from the back, and the child will get very excited. I'll help them write down the question that they wanted to know. And the child goes off with an assignment that he doesn't even know he has. And he's learning all this additional information, plus learning how to work with the computer and how to give talks in front of the audience. And the docent walks away knowing that we've shared more than just what the tour is going to be. We've shared other ideas and expressions of what the children are learning. Okay, well, we have set up something brand new this year. And instead of a docent being expected to come in and work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like most people work the whole week, we only give tours now on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And the only tours we give are Underground Railroad, the Haudenosaunee, which is the Indian tour, and the Native Americans on the Western Coast. And very simply, we give them approximately every hour, all day. They have to be reserved through the education department. And what might happen is you might be able to come in and do the first tour, and you would be responsible for setting up everything that is going to be used with the new hands-on articles that we're going to use and all that. And then maybe you can't do the second tour. Well, that's okay. Another docent can sign up for the second tour or the third tour, which leaves you in control of your schedule, what you can do and how much you can help out. That's the one thing that's wonderful about the docent organization is there's always someone willing to step in, to give you assistance, to help you. You know, you get a doctor's appointment all of a sudden, there will be someone right there that's willing to take over what you're doing. And there's a wonderful freedom and camaraderie among the group that is working together in the docent area. The group that we have as docents now is a very cohesive group. They work together very well, they get along very well, and not only are we people that are working on it with an organization, we become friends. If something happened to somebody, you'd have at least 3 people on the phone trying to find out if you're okay, is there anything they can help with? You know, we're right there to help each other out. But we also do more than that. We try to add a social take to the docents also. We do have our lectures where we bring in people from the outside that talk about things that might be interesting to us. We also have a trip, at least one trip, that we include the Women's Council in, and we go on every year toward the end of the school year. And it's usually something that ties into what we're working on that year and what we're trying to teach. We have I'll say we have a party, but we actually have a picnic at the end of the year where we have the old-fashioned potluck. We have the old-fashioned potluck because one of our Indians that we talk about used to do potlatch. So we gauged this picnic around the old-style Indian potlatch. And we bring our stuff and we all have wonderful tasting food and what have you. We work at galas and anything else that the library could use us for. But the thing that we have to remember is that these are a bunch of people who want to continue learning and love to share their knowledge. And we work with, in our docent group, we work with doctors, teachers. We have some housewives that come in and they just have certain things that they want to learn and that they're interested in teaching other children. We've had people come in for our tours and turn around and join because they've enjoyed it so much, especially some of the teachers that come in with the students or some chaperones. And there's just this marvelous relationship. Now you have to meet once a month on Monday morning. That is one of the requirements of being a docent. All the rest of that is you setting up your own schedule with the education department as to what you'd like to work on. And that's the thing that's wonderful about the way our schedule is set up, is that you can work your life around the schedule or you can work the schedule around your life. Oh, there are so many wonderful things that have happened. We deal with children from pre-K right up through, college. We have had RIT send some groups through and what have you. And the things that I remember are when the children get very, very comfortable and they really like what you're teaching them. I have actually looked down and found a child climbing onto my lap, or picking up one of the bear skins while I'm talking and trying to put it on as a coat, because we had just talked about how Indians use the different things that we are showing. And the thing that's really, really exciting about it is that you have such a great relationship with the teacher and the children, that the teacher's not afraid to contact you, to ask you to give additional information. I've gone out to some schools to add on to the information that we've done and do art projects with them that they would like to do on my own. That's my choice because it is hooked together. And also too, we have been able to teach the children how things work from a different standpoint, a more casual, more enjoyable standpoint. And when you see a little kid come up to you and they put their hands on your legs and they look at you and they ask you a question, they're 4 or 5 years old and they ask you a question about something, it's just so exciting and so rewarding. I just can't even put across the feeling that I get every time that happens. And I can't wait to come back to do another tour. I really can't. And you know, I thank you all for having me here and letting me answer some of the questions that you have as far as being a docent goes. And I hope that everyone will look at being a docent and the wonderful camaraderie and relationship that we have, not only with the museum, but with the students and with the friends that you're going to work with, the friends you're going to meet, and our city. And if anyone wants any additional information or anything like that, we're here. We're more than welcome to help you in any way we possibly can. I hope I see you all in next Monday's meeting. I really do. And thank you again for having me.